Hello, my name is Ian Tyndale and I'm going to take you through a tour of my Korg MonoPoly. Now the MonoPoly by Korg is a very old synthesizer. It's from the first few years of the 1980s. This is a long time before MIDI was about to come out, so it predates that. So, it's controlled by control voltages like most of the other synthesizers of its day. When I'm looking at a synthesizer, what I'll do is I'll typically ask three questions. One, where is the sound coming from? Where's that sound coming from? In this case, it's coming from four VCOs, four voltage controlled oscillators. VCO1, VCO2, VCO3, VCO4, and also a noise generator. The second question is, what can modify or treat or alter that sound? Here we have a voltage controlled filter and a voltage controlled amplifier. Now, in most of the synthesizers of that day, they were subtractive synthesizers, and most of them would have had a voltage controlled filter and a voltage controlled amplifier, and the voltage controlled filter in those types of synthesizers would typically be a low pass filter, meaning that it can cut off the higher frequency portion of a sound. Now a sound may have harmonics at the high and low and medium ends. A low pass filter is going to progressively cut off the high end, the harsh fizzy end, and leave the low, more bassy, more sonorous frequencies to pass. The low frequencies pass, hence it's a low pass filter. And you can vary the point at which it starts cutting off the high frequencies, from cutting off only the very top high frequencies to cutting off almost all of it, just leaving some of the lows to go. And that center frequency can be modulated or shifted by control voltage. So VCA, similarly, that is under voltage control as well, but that's just an amplifier or an attenuator. You could think of it either way, it doesn't matter. It's a way of making a sound louder or quieter, or somewhere in between if you wish. So that's what can modify or treat or alter the sounds. My third question is, what can control either of those previous two things? Here we have envelope generators and LFOs, although Korg calls them modulation generators. That's a Korg thing. Roland would have called them LFOs. But it's the same thing. The modulation generator is still a low frequency oscillator, sub-audio oscillator. So we've got two of them here. We've got modulation generator 1, modulation generator 2. We've got two envelope generators. The VCF and the VCA each have their own envelope generators. It's a typical ADSR envelope generator, typical of the day. In other words, it has four phases. The attack, which is the very, very beginning of a sound, as soon as it reaches the maximum level that sound's going to get at, that triggers the next phase, which is the decay.